One of the more unusual reports to emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic has been the unprecedented increase in UFO sightings across the USA. Data from the nonprofit National UFO Reporting Center, an organization that records UFO-related events, indicates sightings are up 51% so far this year compared to the same period in previous year. Among the more than 5,000 sightings recorded this year, most have occurred since the COVID-19 lockdowns began in earnest. Apparently, there are plenty of homebound eyes scanning the skies these days as the quarantine continues for many. With that in mind, this is probably the time you might want to take up your own investigation of UFO hotspots. UFO Watchtower, Colorado. Southern Colorado's San Luis Valley has long been the place of mysterious UFO sightings and the discoveries of cattle mutilations in which the animals have been dissected with surgeon-like tools. UFO watchers flock to this area, so in year 2000, Judy Messoline established a UFO watchtower near Hooper, where UFO enthusiasts can camp and enjoy a 360-degree view of the area from her watchtower. UFO aren't guaranteed, but definitely wonderful night gazing at the star-filled sky with like-minded Americans who believe in aliens is all. Those alien-believing Americans will show you video and tell stories and gently seek to persuade you aliens are genuine and walk among us from time to time. You will certainly not arrive at a different world at the UFO watchtower, but you will arrive at a different mindset. Located somewhere along the dirt road that separates the watchtower from Colorado Route 17, the normal world of UFO skepticism vanishes and a vivid, goofy world of belief emerges. Roswell, New Mexico. The mothership of all UFO destinations, Roswell is known worldwide for the Roswell incident, when in July 1947, the US military announced that it had recovered an alien spacecraft, then turned around and said it was a weather balloon. The International UFO Museum and Research Center describes this and other alleged UFO incidents in a professional manner. Today, the town embraces its status with an annual UFO festival and the International UFO Museum and Research Center. Even the streetlights in Roswell are shapes like alien heads. The annual Roswell UFO Festival, held annually in July, brings in serious UFO investigators for public talks and celebrates the phenomenon with an alien parade and costume contest. The AURORA Incident, Texas. On April 17, 1897, residents of Aurora, in the state of Texas, reported seeing a huge cigar-shaped craft collide with a windmill and crash to the ground. The humanoid pilot, which was described as not from this world, was found dead and allegedly removed and buried in the local cemetery, where his grave site is still adorned with etchings of the supposed ship. The residents of Aurora kept his nickname Ned. It stands as the only extraterrestrial gravesite in America, though the city doesn't exactly highlight it on tourism brochures. The metal wreckage of the spaceship was thrown down a well. This incident predates the Wright brothers' first flight by 6 years. Today, a Texas state marker at the Aurora Cemetery details the UFO tale, and Aurora has included a UFO in the town's official logo. AZTEC UFO crash site, New Mexico. New Mexico is synonymous with UFO thanks to Roswell, but there's another New Mexico UFO mystery that allegedly took place in 1948, a year after Roswell. In the northwestern part of the state, in the tidy community a few miles east of Farmington near the Colorado border, the story goes that a flying saucer allegedly crash-landed on a lonely mesa in the high desert in Hart Canyon. The military quickly descended upon the scene and carried the craft and the bodies of its crew away. The tale was published in several magazines in the following years, but many speculated that this was a hoax designed to sell oil-finding equipment as alien technology. But the story was revisited in the 1970s, and some ufologists believe that there is merit to the original story. True or not, someone anonymously placed a metal sign at the alleged crash site in the early 2000s, and a renowned mountain biking trail system was cut through the area. Nonetheless, AZTEC today is favored spot for spaceship watchers and believers from every which way. San Luis Valley, Colorado. San Luis Valley, which is pretty enough to warrant a visit, even if you don't believe in aliens, claims to have the highest percentage of UFO sightings per capita. Peoples in the past have witnessed several quick-moving lights, bizarre cigar-shaped objects, and flying discs. These days, visitors can stop by a UFO watchtower built in the town of Hooper and cruise Colorado 17, also known as the Cosmic Highway. The tower is a humble deck-like platform made of metal that is raised 10 feet from the ground in Hooper, Colorado in the midst of a barren swath of land. In 2011, owner Judy Messoline claimed that UFO had been spotted from her UFO watchtower at least 59 times. There have been dozens of additional sightings since then. The MARFA lights. Texas. For more than a century, people have reported strange lights above the horizon just east of the tiny town of MARFA, Texas. Balls of yellowish-white light dance across the desert here as they increase in intensity, merge and split with one another, and perform acrobatics that many associate with extraterrestrials. While some claim that the lights are nothing more than a phenomenon of distant car headlights somehow being redirected to this area, many believe that there is an alien explanation. The MARFA Mystery Lights Viewing Center has been built along US 90 and includes a restroom, picnic tables and binoculars to keep an eye out for the lights toward the Chenati Mountains. Area 51 in the Extraterrestrial Highway, Nevada. All across our planet, the mystery of Area 51 persists. Many believe that the area is a storage facility for the examination of a crashed alien spacecraft, including its occupants, both living and dead, as well as materials recovered at Roswell. They also believe the area is used to manufacture aircraft based on alien technology. Whatever is happening here, this area is a highly protected military installation near Nellis Air Force Range. The town has plenty of folks who for a fee will take you around the borders of Area 51 and show you alleged famous alien sites through the fences. Those who are a little too curious and step foot on the government property are detained by ever-vigilant guards in black trucks until the local sheriff arrives and makes the arrest. But Area 51 is also good for tourism, and the remote Nevada State Route 375 near Rachel has been designated by the state of Nevada as the Extraterrestrial Highway. Travel this 98-mile stretch between Nevada 318 at Crystal Springs and US 6 in Warm Springs. State highway signs with Extraterrestrial Highway are a popular photo op, as are the alien-themed businesses, both thriving and abandoned along this desert route. And if you're in the area at night, make sure to pull over and look up. San Clemente UFO Trail. California. San Clemente in Chile is considered to be the informal UFO capital of the world. Researchers say that hundreds of UFO sightings have been reported there, on average one per week. So popular is the area that the Chilean Tourism Board established an official UFO trail in 2008. The 19-mile trail runs through the Andes Mountains, covering sites where close encounters have been reported. Included in the experience are Colbún Lake, which has proved popular with UFO because of its high mineral content, along with various areas highlighting historic sightings. But the trail's must-see location is El Enladrilado, a huge, bizarre flat area formed by 200 perfectly cut volcanic blocks that were reportedly laid by ancient civilizations. It takes 4 hours to get to the location on horseback and is believed by many to be a landing pad for extraterrestrials. SEDONA, Arizona. SEDONA in the state of Arizona is one of America's most popular destinations for spotting spacecraft. Nightly tours go out with visitors equipped with night vision glasses, binoculars, and telescopes. This red rock-rimmed city in the north of Phoenix has long attracted visitors, drawn by the amount of recorded activity and reported sightings of orbs, portals, aliens, and even Bigfoots, all within the high desert. The mysterious Bradshaw Ranch also draws numerous tourists. Located deep within the national forest, it is reported to have been confiscated by the US government because it housed one of the most powerful interdimensional portals on the planet. Visitors are not allowed in the national forest at night, but several tour operators will take you there and stay until dusk. According to accounts, it's in the last hour of twilight when many of these phenomena take place. There are even more outrageous reports of a top-secret underground base at the ranch, as well as an elaborate tunnel system, possibly used by both extraterrestrials and the US military. Hudson Valley, New York. Brimming with natural beauty in New York City's own backyard, Hudson Valley is the place to visit for a relaxing and invigorating getaway. Whether you believe in aliens or not, you have to admit a lot of people have claimed to have seen something extraterrestrial. These sightings seem to be more abundant in Hudson Valley. From a flying orange orb seen in the skies over Pine Bush on Christmas Day 2012 to a bright light with rapid cycling colored lights spotted overhead on August 19, 2019, Pine Bush in the Hudson Valley town of Crawford has been a hotbed of reported UFO sightings for decades, according to the National UFO Reporting Center and others.